down fumes, others preach to wipe out pipeline vandals completely. He also says Sarah tells National Assembly to reject social media regulation bill on page 8.
Okay, the Daily Times is up next. Why federal government must slow down borrowing amidst fresh $1.5 billion loan facility. It ranks 4th on World Bank borrowers list. You have Jakpa, how we worked outside Nigeria, returned penniless. That's youth speaking there. I'll never go back, one of them says.
The authority certificate forgery, Tinubu article 5. Tinubu's supporter Abubakar Usman queries Atiku's WAEC certificate as Atiku dismisses the allegation as diversionary.
The People's Daily, NDLEA intercepts $8.4 million, CFA 57 million suspected fake currencies on Lokoja-Abuja Highway. You have details of that on page 5. ASU kicks against the inclusion of private universities in TET Fund intervention, page 25.
Now, Daily Champion is looking at economy, why foreign investors should turn to Nigeria now, VFD, GMD. And you also see there kidnapping troops rescue 4 kidnapped Federal Varsity Kusau students on page 3.
The Nigerian Express, abducted Zamfara University students rescued by troops. That's according to Army. Interesting one there. And then you have gang up against Tompolo, talking about the 48 billion naira pipeline surveillance contract. Ex-militants want contract split.
The new national star, Dangote forces BUA Adas Boa Group to reverse cement price, court Northern MS political leaders involved. Exclusive there is Michael Zokamesan at the Untold Story on page 19 to 22.
This Nigeria, Tinubu Wike hailed over creation of FCT civil service. Page 6 has got details of that. Passport racketeering thrives. Mars Minister Tunji Ojo's intervention. Nigerian Senate lead Germany, US pay $400 and all of that as bribes.
The leadership looks at election petitions. Appeal court transfers cases to Abuja, Lagos as APC PDP LP protest interference. You also want to see just above that Kadoso may abandon anchor borrowers, e-Naira currency redesign.
Let's check out the Nigerian News Direct. Federal government eyes $1.5 billion World Bank loan to finance budget deficit as minister pledges to respect CBN autonomy, ways and means borrowing limit. You have that on page 21. FCTA directors hail Tinubu Wike over creation of Civil Service Commission.
The Standard Times looks at insecurity. CAC to members don't travel in branded vehicles to avoid kidnapping. And then above that, you also see that story, 30,000 minimum wage. Bayelsa teachers threaten indefinite strike on page 11.
November 11 polls, its electronic results or nothing, PDP says. 6 removal of Imo-Rec results will be uploaded on IREV INEC. A response there. Again, Atiku refutes forgery allegation, claims he changed name since 1973. That's the Daily Asset.
A New Telegraph looks at it vividly. Standard test, NCAA to ground deficient airports, and that's on page 3. Says non-certification cost Nigeria ICAO audit. Explains why Lagos, Abuja aerodromes lost ratings. How power cost, I think that's on page 3 if you want to find out the rest of that story.
The blueprint is up next. The certificate controversy, Tinubu fights back, alleges forgery against Atiku, says ex-VP school certificates bear Kojoli Sadiq. Don't drag me into forgery arena, Atiku replies on page 6. $1.5 billion World Bank loan refocus fiscal policy, mobilize domestic revenue, experts tell federal government.
The Guardian, as always, is looking at that in graphical expression. Firms scale down production, up for trade over forex income concerns. You see there, disposable income, forex challenges force manufacturers to adjust business models, amongst other stories, bottom page.
Nigerian Tribune, World Food Day, Nigerians groan over persistent increase in price of food as they seek government support for farmers to boost production. You may want to check out that story as well. Then Bayelsa, Kogi, Imo elections, PDP, LP disagree with APC over INEC's assurance. Opposition parties raised doubt over e-transmission of results. You can find details on page 22 of the paper.
And then you also want to look at Daily Trust there. Boko Haram attacks escalate in Borno. 250 persons killed, an August report says there. And you also see Liberia's election. ECOWAS warns against premature declarations of victory. And that's on page 11, amongst other stories, bottom page.
The national economy, Nigeria's real sector still yearns for reforms, profitability 125 years after how to harness sector's potential. Of course, you will see that picture story illustrating the real sector there. And then you have other stories also on economy, how you can join the $1 billion tech club if you're interested. Is a national housing fund a mirage? Question you need answers to. That's on page 21 of the national economy, and that's about the last paper we're reviewing this morning. So we bring in our reviewers now. Let me thank you for your time with us, and then Chris, back to you. Let's begin with you, Chris. Several stories making the papers. Of course, this Nigerian pilot, we saw it wipe them out. Since it's up next, maybe we should start with that. That's one of the issues that we saw on the papers today. The Chief of Army Staff fumes and others strove to wipe out pipeline vandals completely. We also have other stories making the papers today. Let's see which one we should start with.
I'm thinking that let's look at the story by Serap. The social media story there. So Serap tells Akpabio Abbas to reject bills regulating social media. And Chris, let's begin with you because I know you said one or two things about this particular issue. Good morning.